2019 Peugeot 5008 SUV review. If you recall the first generation of Peugeot 5008, then whatever you recall won't be an edgy SUV what it is now. Instead, that it was a traditional MPV with 7 seats, albeit in the body style that's fallen from favor with European buyers. Ever resourceful, Peugeot's not discarded all on the old 5008's 7-seat flexibility. Indeed, it's superior it and packaged it to turn into a fashionable crossover instead. What's more, it's shaved around 95 kilograms by reviewing the heft, which means that a range of smaller capacity engines can propel the 5008 along speedily yet efficiently. Watch, Peugeot 5008 SUV long-term review. Watch, Peugeot 5008 vs Skoda Kodiaq. New and used Peugeot 5008 SUVs available. While larger 7-seat off-roaders are around every corner, Peugeot says cars with the 5008 size and price are few in number. Only the Nissan X-Trail, Skoda Kodiaq and Volkswagen Tiguan Allspace really can claim to compete directly. If you wish space for 7 and adventurous off-road styling devoid of the associated exterior size, step by doing this. Peugeot 5008, the on-road off-roader. Despite the change in attitude and boosted ride height, the 5008 remains a vehicle that will mostly live its life on road. There is no four-wheel drive option, though it may continue with the smaller 3008 with forward-driven wheels due to hybrid technology. It's ostensibly a 7-seat version from the 3008, an automobile that we like quite definitely, thanks in no small part to its strong variety of engines, Blue Eddy 4-cylinder diesel motors, plus 1.6-litre and Kodiaq 3-cylinder petrols, topped which has a more powerful ETHP 4-cylinder powerplant. All offer promisingly low fuel consumption to hold bills down, as detailed from the green credentials and running costs elements of this review. More space inside, the roomier Peugeot 5008. The 5008 retains the 3008's roof height but is 19 cm longer, with 16.5 cm of this inside the wheelbase for just a roomier passenger compartment. As such, there's more elbow room in advance, knee room inside the second row and headroom in third row versus the old car, as well as a cavernous 1.060-litre boot in 5-seater mode. Best of all, of the rearmost seats is easy to remove if not needed and easily stored within a garage, weighing only 11 kilograms each. They get back an additional 40 litres of boot space each. Peugeot 5008, Interior Tech Fest. This isn't the very first car to feature Peugeot's i-Cockpit design, yet it's certainly one from the most exciting. Not only do you find the small leader and high-level dials, gleam wealth of technology on display. For a start, high-spec models come with a 12.3-inch screen, the place that the main instruments would usually be, with an 8.0-inch touchscreen inside center console. Pleasingly, there's also a bank of physical switches underneath that for high-use things such as the aircon or sat-nav, unlike previous Peugeots which hid that functionality away inside the touchscreen's menus. There's a large nod to safety too, with standard fit autonomous emergency braking, traffic sign recognition and driver attention warning system. Small capacity turbocharged engines. Efficiency is essential, not outright pace. Manuals and autos, but no four-wheel drive. Peugeot draws from the stable of Kodiaq 3-cylinder petrol and Blue Eddy 4-cylinder diesel engines for that 5008, along with a 1.6-litre high-performance turbo petrol motor, called ETHP. Economical diesel engines. Kicking things off is often a 1.6-litre diesel engine for sale in Blue Eddy 100 and Blue Eddy 120 guises, the previous with 99 horsepower exclusively fitted, which has a 5-speed manual gearbox. As you move the latter, 120 horsepower, comes using a 6-speed manual or perhaps an automatic transmission with similar number of ratios. With a high speed of 108 miles per hour and also a 0 to 62 miles per hour period of 13.6 seconds, the Blue Eddy 100 may be the slowest 5008 available, as well as avoided unless your allowance won't stretch further. Making an even better fist of things, The Blue Eddy 120 reaches 113 miles per hour, 115 miles per hour together with the auto gearbox, as well as 11.4 seconds with the 0 to 62 miles per hour dash, 11.9 seconds for your automatic. We've driven the stronger 2.0-liter Blue Eddy 150 diesel, which is sold with 150 horsepower in 6-speed manual form or with 181 horsepower inside automatic-only Blue Eddy 180, exclusively available from the 5008 GT. The automatic is again a 6-speeder, and definitely will be replaced by an 8-speed transmission at the outset of 2019. That Blue Eddy 150 version offers a pleasing swell of 370 Nm torque from 2000 revolutions per minute, and there's a lighter weight and positive feel on the gearshift. It's enough for the 129 miles per hour top speed along with a swifter 9.6 second 0 to 62 miles per hour time. It's an easygoing motor having a smooth power delivery and admirable refinement unless revved hard, at which it turns into a bit noisy. Interestingly, rapidly power and torque, now 400 Nm, increase, the Blue Eddy 180 is barely any quicker. Top speed is 131 miles per hour. As you move, the 0 to 62 miles per hour time is shaved into 9.1 seconds, rendering it the quickest 5008. Peppy petrol engines. Not that way back when the idea of a 1-hour 2-liter, 3-cylinder petrol-powered 7-seater SUV might be a dreary proposition. Even so, the nature of recent turbocharging means it's not just an acceptable power plant inside Peugeot 5008, but a characterful and desirable one too. Familiar using their company Peugeots, and also various cars with Citroën, DS and Vauxhall badging, from the 5008 it's only accessible in Kodiaq 130 guise. This compatible 131 horsepower and 230 Nm of torque from 1750 revolutions per minute, with the manual or automatic gearbox, both 6-speed. Left to its own devices, the motor car transmission delivers smooth and timely shifts, but responded more promptly to manual inputs from your column-mounted shift paddles in the event the roads became tougher. There's an abundance of low-speed punch on the small petrol engine, but also in truth it takes a bit more work versus the easier-to-live-with diesels, mainly because reliance on being revved quite hard. Let the engine speed drop too low and you'll find yourself in a very bit of your power black hole. Still, if you love the strategy of extracting the top performance from a motor, this Kodiaq unit is a rewarding choice. Statistics-wise, both transmission types allow a 117 miles per hour top speed, with all the manual taking 10.9 seconds to try and do the 0 to 62 miles per hour benchmark, the automobile 10.4. A faster 1.6-liter ATHP 165 engine can be acquired, with 165 horsepower and 240 Nm of torque from 1400 revolutions per minute tops the petrol lineup. In truth, its skewed balance of power against economy doesn't paint it within a favorable light compared using the diesels. Thanks to your 128 miles per hour top speed along with a 9.2 second 0 to 62 miles per hour time, it's the other fastest model within the range. Sport mode function. A button around the central console emblazons Sport, sharpens within the throttle response, power delivery and also the automatic gearbox's shifts. Left in normal mode, the self-shifting 5008 within reason responsive but will shift up early to prioritize economy. To avoid awkward multiple downshifts on the more spirited drive, the sport setting holds on towards the car's lower gears to make certain decent engine response and also a smoother drive. The downside of course is poorer fuel economy plus much more noise. Safe and secure instead of engaging. Good body control and all-round traction levels. No 4x4 models but advanced grip control offered. The Peugeot 5008 is really a bit of the mixed bag within the handling stakes determined by which engine you select. The 1.2-liter petrol unit is really a lot lighter as opposed to 2.0-liter diesel, and also this translates to your greater feeling of agility whenever you turn the tire. In reality though, this is not an automobile you're usually setting blistering lap times in. It's a practical family car for 7, and also on that basis the actual way it handles is satisfactory. There's lots of grip and the body roll is, within the hole, well controlled, resulting within a rewarding drive and reduced amounts of nausea for those inside back. As with a lot of modern cars, there isn't plenty of feedback over the tiny controls. But it really is linear and predictable in their nature, with a lot of confidence-inspiring weight at higher speeds, unlike the lighter, vaguer power steering systems affecting older SUVs. Advanced grip control. While there won't be four-wheel drive equipped models, Peugeot offers its clever traction control system that optimizes the car's various electronic aids to guarantee you can drive safely on snow, mud or sand. Watch how good would be the Peugeot 5008 off-road. In addition, you will get hill descent control to aid negotiate steep slopes with a computer-controlled 2 miles per hour, and 18-inch wheels with mud and snow tires to assist adhesion levels while off-road. Very attractive and solid cabin. More switches than other recent Peugeots. Digital dashboard has customizable instruments. This is probably the area of the location where the Peugeot 5008 has demonstrated its greatest improvement. The cabin is currently a fantastically futuristic and sharply styled location to be identical towards the arrangement inside smaller 3008. Some harder plastics remain, notably around areas such as central tunnel where there'll be frequent experience of limbs, but about the whole the pad quality is excellent and pleasingly tactile. It's also more ergonomic thanks with the bank of 7 satin chrome switches to the audio, air conditioning, sat-nav, general settings, telephone, apps, and hazard warning lights. These look great and respond on the touch that has a pleasing click. Other Peugeots including the 308 migrated several of these functions to touchscreen submenus, making an effort to declutter the cabin but adding unnecessary steps into the entire process of turning within the ambient temperature, as an example. With its additional physical controls, the 5008 is usually a much better balance of A. Is Peugeot's i-Cockpit for you personally? Peugeot calls its cabin design i-Cockpit. An increased set of dials and small tire and delay pills work well for the majority of drivers, although not so well for the few. It's worth organizing a long test drive inside a 5008 to find out which side with the fence you sit down on. Presenting vital information within the 5008 are 2 screens, a big, 12.3-inch high-resolution display using place on the traditional analog dials on higher-end models, with an 8.0-inch touchscreen from the center for items like the sat-nav and media information. The former offers a variety of different looks, from minimal, merely a digital speedo, to traditional-looking dials, along with a more stylized version with turn-by-turn navigation instructions too. Finally, there's an exclusive amplify function open to GT line and GT cars, which tailors the cabin ambience within a number of different areas. For example, screen color and interior lighting brightness, stereo equalizer settings, seat massage mode and fragrance diffuser. There's a choice in the more exciting boost mode or mellow relax. Rides well on smooth or rough surfaces. Engine noise is well isolated from cabin. Wind and tire roar are admirably hushed. Given the Peugeot 5008's primary be a family vehicle, its suspension is about the side of comfortable as an alternative to sporty. That said, as it irons out lumpy roads well, there's a sharpness when traversing potholes along with other cracked surfaces, because of not being floaty and nausea-inducing. The 1.2-litre petrol engine and diesels are not intrusive with regard to cabin noise, using a cheerful 3-cylinder thrum inside the background within the case on the former. Of each of the engines available, it's the ETHP 165 that's most vocal. What impressed most was having less wind and tire noise, which points on the 5008 like a talented long-distance cruiser. The front seats are large and cosseting whilst the 3 individual chairs within the second row, although smaller, are surprisingly sculpted and supportive, with lots of head and legroom. It's the next row that disappoints, only really ideal for children, or adults over short distances. Access to your rearmost seats is okay, but not as easy the way it is while using closely related Citroën Grand C4 Picasso. Generous degrees of standard equipment. Some niceties remain optional, though. Think carefully about which extras you add. In the principle, the Peugeot 5008 trim level hierarchy closely matches that from the smaller 3008, save because there being no entry-level access specification. Standard Peugeot 5008 SUV equipment. There's the full list of normal equipment on all 5008s, but highlights for each and every grade include: Peugeot 5008 Active, lane departure warning, autonomous emergency braking, EB, rear parking sensors, aluminium roof rails, 17-inch Chicago alloy wheels, automatic lights and wipers, dual zone climate control, blue ambient lighting, leather wrapped tire, Mistral cloth upholstery, DAB radio, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, MirrorLink. Peugeot 5008 Lure. Here the 5008 additionally is included with Peugeot Connect SOS and assistance. Safety Plus pack comprising of lane keeping assist, automatic main beam and blind spot warning, dark tinted rear privacy glass, front parking sensors, 180-degree reversing camera, electrically folding door mirrors, 18-inch Detroit alloy wheels, extended ambient lighting, Bremio fabric on dashboard and door panels, Pedamenti fabric and vinyl upholstery, straightables on front seat backs, window blinds for second row passengers, TomTom 3D sat-nav, voice recognition for several controls. Peugeot 5008 GT line. There's a sportier vibe from here on. Full LED headlamps with scrolling front indicators, perforated leather-wrapped leader, black door mirror caps and roof, aggressive front bumper design with deeper grille, black headlining, configurable screen settings, wireless smartphone charging, Imola cloth and vinyl upholstery. Peugeot 5008 GT. Flagship from the lineup only comes with stronger engines and adaptive cruise control, keyless entry and commence, electric tailgate, panoramic glass roof, 19-inch Boston alloy wheels, grey oak effect dash panels, heated front seats, massage function for driver's seat, Napa leather upholstery. Watch, uncover the equipment we rate within our long-term Peugeot 5008 GT line. Optional Peugeot 5008 SUV extras. Peugeot has sensibly chosen to restrict the amount of optional extras somewhat for your 5008, instead encouraging customers to progress towards the next trim level in the hierarchy instead of specify a wide spectrum of additional features. Watch, which optional extras did we specify on our Peugeot 5008 long-termer? While some might be dismayed so it reduces the personalization possibilities, the simple truth is it makes more sense with the majority of buyers. Metallic and pearlescent paint is optional in general, while a contrast gloss black roof is obtainable at expense on active and allure rims. Leather upholstery can be specified. Safety might be enhanced with the adaptive cruise control function on Kodiaq 130 automatic models, and traction boosting advanced grip control partly makes up with the lack of four-wheel drive. Extra designs of 18 and 19-inch alloy wheels can ordered, too, but they're not compatible together with the advanced grip control packages. Ease of use is increased with keyless entry and starting, a tailgate along with an upgraded camera system to your 360-degree aerial view. An upgraded focal audio system might be added, as can a smartphone wireless charging plate, while a 3-pin 230-volt socket within the rear center console helps maintain the kid's electronic products fully charged. Peugeot also expects the opening panoramic glass roof complete with the electric blind to certainly be a popular choice, as it can make the cabin feel much airier. 5-star Euro NCAP crash test result. Plenty of ordinary safety kit. 3 ISOFIX points from the middle row. Although the Peugeot 5008 hasn't been specifically crash tested by Euro NCAP to gauge its safety, smaller and closely related 3008 has become, gaining a 5-star score in 2016. There's insightful standard security measures to protect your passengers, including 6 airbags, a control for your rear child locks for the driver's door panel, lane departure warning, cruise control, automatic emergency braking and traffic sign recognition. If you desire to spend extra, it is possible to specify adaptive cruise control on automatic 5008s, advanced grip control to further improve front-wheel traction in slippery conditions, and Peugeot's SOS and assistance package, a characteristic that's standard on Allure and above. It's inevitable a large number of 5008s are going to be used to ferry younger kids around, a feat made somewhat easier because of the trio of person middle row seats, each using an ISOFIX child seat mounting point. The smaller set of chairs inside third row are sized geared to children and smaller adults, but there isn't any ISOFIX lashing points there. 5008's trump card in the 3008. Plenty of space for passengers. Decent level of storage spaces. Considering the Peugeot 5008's relatively compact footprint, it boasts a really strong interior space offering. The French manufacturer reckons its space efficiency is class-leading, which is to decline other 7-seat SUV offers an improved ratio of external size and interior roominess. For a start, we have an extra 165mm involving the wheels when compared using the 3008, translating into decent legroom and side second row. You'll want to make one of the most of this extra room when transporting adults from the third row. There's more room back here than you'd expect, but taller passengers requires those from the middle seats to slide their chairs forward. The third row offers enough room for teens, and there is really a 12-volt socket and drinks slot as being a concession to long-distance comfort. Access through side doors is decent, and it's very easy to slide the outer middle row seats from the way. Luckily, your second row is made up of person seats that may be moved fore and aft along with reclined. They're also treated to some pair of aeroplane-style picnic tables, although unlike the Volkswagen Touran, these don't possess a 45-degree setting for just a tablet or integrated fold-out cup holders. Pick the panoramic roof as well as the headroom from the first and second row takes a slight hit. You can find the driver and front passenger seat very low though, so taller occupants would want to claim a type of. There's a decent variety of storage cubbies about the cabin, even though the positron in the cup holder inside the front signifies that taller bottles used in them will foul the motive force's left arm when changing gear. Cleverly compact in comparison with other 7-seater SUVs, although don't mistake that for equating to small. Park within a typical multi-story car park and you'll probably discover the nose on the Peugeot peeks out after dark marked bay. Still, it's less than tall with regards to encounter difficulties on height-restricted parking lots. Urban driving is often a doddle, too, with light steering and good visibility. A 180-degree reversing camera is standard coming from all models, using a 360-degree alternative available at expense. Watch, find out how flexible the load space is in your Peugeot 5008 long-termer. Fold all of the seats flat and you'll unlock 2,042 liters of space. Remove seats 6 and 7, which is increased to 2,150 liters. With 5 seats up you will still get to respectable 952 liters, or 166 liters with all of 7 available.